But let's get ready for Super Bowl 60. I want to call this our trust tree. Who do you trust more? We'll go category by category here on Grant and Danny. Let's start with the quarterback positions in this game. The visitor, Sam Darnold of the Seattle Seahawks, is coming off of a second consecutive terrific season. He threw for 4,000 yards and 25 touchdowns in a 14-3 year. Did throw 14 picks. He was bad in a few big games. Had a 4-interception game against the LA Rams. Had a multi-interception game early in the year against Pittsburgh. Had a 2-pick game against the Rams who gave him fits all year. That was a winner in overtime. Got off to a slow start. So that's on the ledger for Sam Darnold. But man, has he been dynamic and sharp and good for them as well, including as recently as the NFC Championship game where he threw for 346 yards and 3 touchdowns in a turnover-free performance against his bugaboo, the Rams, the team that had been getting over on him all season. His adversary is second-year quarterback Drake May, Danny. May is an MVP candidate. We'll find out in due time whether he wins the award or not. I think he'll be a runner-up to Stafford. 31 touchdown passes, league-leading 72% of his passes completed. Nobody better down the field this year than May, who led the league in yards per attempt and in quarterback rating, QBR, and in other categories, including Anya. What do you think? May or Darnold, who do you got more faith in?
So this is wild that I'm at this place in my life where I have more trust in Sam Darnold than I do Drake May. And it's no disrespect to May. Future star, current star, is going to finish, as you said, either first or second MVP voting. But he's not been good in the playoffs. Like, this is a thing. Their offense has still gone because he's rushed incredibly well. He's made plays with his legs, and it's been a godsend for this New England team that all of a sudden has gone up against multiple really good defenses in a row. Well, guess what's coming down the pike? Another good one. Against everybody but the Rams, the Seahawks defense has been dominant. They've given up 2 touchdowns since Thanksgiving to everyone. Again, non-Rams division. The Rams have torched them because Sean McVay's got something. And Puka Nacua is really good, and so is Devonta Adams, and so is Matt Stafford. But I think this is going to be a struggle for the Patriots offense, especially through the air.
I am more confident in Darnold as well, and it's a referendum on basically everything else non-quarterback. I think Seattle's offensive line is playing at a better clip than New England's, which has been terrible. And I do think Seattle's defense, while New England's is playing at an unbelievable level, the front of that defense is better. Rushing for the way that they get after you, the things that they do with Mike Macdonald's scheme. I don't know how New England's going to hold up in protection, to be honest with you. The Patriots are 6-1 this year against top 10 defenses. A lot's been made about May's performance in the playoffs. In the regular season against teams that were in the top 5 in defense, the Browns, the Bills 2 times were in the top 7 when he played them. The Saints were in the top. That's why some of the accuracy hasn't been there, but there's no bones about it. He is not, as you said, played nearly at the level he did in the regular season. So
5 sacks in each of the 3 games.
Yep,
offensive line woes. Yeah,
into my decision as well. So I'll say Darnold, coming off of an incredible NFC title game, gets my vote. But it's kind of dumb that we're saying that. I mean, this is
Isn't that
a guy.
wild? Yeah.
His floor has been. You have to take out a shovel and dig below the ground.
Right,
like he
subterranean.
has those clunker, awful 4-pick games that Drake May does not have. But you and I are both expecting that he won't have one of those in the Super Bowl.
Again, the world up is down at this stage.
Which coach do you trust more?
Vrabel for me. And again, I think Macdonald's awesome. Like, I was really interested in him when he was a free agent. I know he interviewed here. I think he's great. I think he's going to be a star, or maybe already is a star. I think Vrabel's exceptional. And when it comes down to that, does he know the little nuance? Does he have that thing where his the gunner will jump and false start on purpose to do some sort of the clock machination? Everyone's going to recognize how brilliant it is after the fact. He does that when other people seem to fall short in that area. I trust him to have his team in the best possible position to win, and he will make all those correct decisions.
I'm going to go with Mike Macdonald narrowly. I think Vrabel's phenomenal. He's my vote for Coach of the Year, by the way, in the NFL this season. But I also think that his team is the inferior team, and he's going to have to be a little more aggressive. I don't think Mike Vrabel just to go out there, play everything basically the way he normally would and win the football game. So you're going to see him turning up the favors on 4th down, on aggressiveness. You're going to get outside the box a little bit, and sometimes that backfires. I think Macdonald can play his cards the way they're dealt, I think he's able to sit at the table and call, stay or hit the way he would have all year long. And that worked pretty well for the 38-year-old second-year head coach who is 24-10 now, a .706 winning percentage over 2 seasons. I think having the better overall team just makes his life a little bit easier. So
makes sense.
I trust him more because I think Vrabel is going to have to go riverboat at some point. Not Riverboat Rivera.
No.
That would be a really bad thing for New England and their fan base.
I really would.
Just I think he's going to have to gamble more often than he wants to, maybe, in this game.
I think it's a smart point.
Offensive side of the ball. Take quarterbacks out of it. It's hard for me to make a case for the Patriots. What would it even be? I'm going Seattle. Jackson Smith-Njigba is the best receiver in the game.
Yep.
I think Kenneth Walker is the best running back in the game, a pending free agent. Now, Trevion Henderson is a home run hitter, and he could hit a bolt. He could hit a ball into the second deck, 57-yard touchdown. That won't stun me. Ramondre Stevenson's been a revelation in the playoffs for New England. He's been a bell cow, gets all the work. Henderson has actually not been that effective and hasn't gotten many touches. But Walker has come on like gangbusters because of the injury to Zach Charbonnet. They haven't been able to use him. He's out, and Walker's getting the full workload. And I think you're seeing what people kind of claimed all year, which is, shouldn't they just give Kenneth Walker the ball more? Shouldn't they throw him the football more? So I think Seattle's got the best receiver. I think they've got the best running back. I know they've got the better offensive line. New England's has been dreadful.
Yep.
New England has the better quarterback, although we're both saying for various reasons. Maybe we trust Darnold in his spot a little bit more right now. He's been playing at a higher level in recent weeks. What is the case for the Patriots?
It's tough for me to make it, but I'll try. Hunter Henry's better than A.J. Barner, and there's your safety blanket, right?
So you have the tight end edge.
Yeah, so the tight end edge is there, and there's a little bit more depth maybe in New England's receiving core. My voice is going up. I mean, I like Diggs still is not JSN, nobody is.
Solid.
Diggs can help you. Then you add in Booty. You add in...
Booty's a great deep threat.
It's more...
Matt Collins is solid.
And Matt Collins,
field player.
maybe more of threat right now than Cooper Kupp happens to be. Kupp is a great all-around player for them. He's only caught 40-some balls, but he's a great blocker. I'd rather have him too. But maybe if you're required to defend New England, I'll do my best. Because the answer is Seattle.
See, now I'm actually just going down the board. Because at first I'm like, oh, yeah, they're deeper. Actually, now that I think about it, they're not, in my opinion. Rashid Shaheed is better than Kyle Williams as a deep threat. Caught a 50-plus yard pass last week.
Yeah.
So give me him down the depth chart as your take the lid off guy. If you're talking about your like digger, your middle of the field kind of dagger runner, who's digging things out at 12 to 15 yards, Cooper Kupp is better than Matt Collins there. We just talked about wide receiver ones, the guy that gets the volume with JSN and Jigba as opposed to Diggs. I get that might be the biggest discrepancy in the game. I would have thought it was defense, but the way the Patriots defense is playing, which we'll get to, the gap might actually be closer in terms of overall talent. I think whenever you start looking at New England's offense and the weapons and the pieces, what you see pretty quickly is no wonder why Drake May was an MVP candidate.
That's right, yes. Some of the parts is pretty good or good enough.
Like Logan and I did this thing on Take Command. Logan Paulson and I, the podcast Take Command on the Commanders, where we did a bit where we're like, let's steal a player from every side of the ball for every team for Washington. And when we got to the Patriots offense, we both ended up going with Trevion Henderson, who's like built in a lab for what I like and what I want. Mm-hmm. But there's nobody that you're like, wow, that makes you way better right away on offense at the skill positions.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy to think about.
It is nuts.
Defensively, who you rolling with?
Again, this is Seattle.
There's a lot of Seahawks coming up here.
I know, and
almost like they're the better team.
Yeah, it is. Again, on both sides of the ball, I mean, they're top. I can't remember the exact number. They're top 5 DVOA in pretty much everything you can be top 5 DVOA in. I like New England's defense, especially the way they're playing. I'll get back to that in a second. But again, I keep hammering this against everybody but the Rams. Seattle's defense has been epically good, like astoundingly good. We'd be talking about them if the Rams didn't exist. Among the great defenses of all time, the way they finished this season. Again, they've allowed 2 touchdowns to non-Rams opponents since Thanksgiving over, I think it's 7 games. They are incredible. They vice grip. They're good against the pass. They're strong against the run. They get after the quarterback. Everything that you would want in a defense, they do. And we'd be talking about them differently were it not for the Rams.
I just went with Seattle on every category. Offense, defense, coaching, and quarterback. That's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Now, you could say coaching advantage Vrabel. And I do think the Patriots have the better quarterback. If you're ranking quarterbacks in the NFL,
Yeah, I'd put him
you're
ahead,
putting
yeah.
May significantly ahead of Darnold, obviously. But that's not really what we're talking about when we're saying trust this weekend, which is why we went Darnold there. Toby, has the line moved at all? If we're so lopsided in Seattle being better in these categories, it is kind of strange that the spread is still as tight as it is.
Yeah, so it seems like a lot of people were on Seattle because it opened at -3.5 for Seattle. Now it's at 4.5. Also, it opened at 46.5 for the team totals, and it's now down to 45.5. So I think people are expecting a lower scoring Seattle win by 4 more.
Getting plenty of the cover bets, but it hasn't moved off 4.5 since like maybe 24
No, that's where
hours
it's
after
at.
the line opened. It's kind of stayed put.